Hello and welcome to Intech Centre online tutorial. My name is Aida. I am one of the maths tutors at Intech Centre and I will be guiding you today to the Functional Skills Maths Level 2 online sample. Now to begin with, please note that this video is made for educational purposes only for Intech Centre learners and customers. In no way is this affiliated with City and Guilds, and therefore we cannot guarantee that the answers provided are 100% accurate. On our website, you will also find funded, private, and exam preparation. Our website is intechcenter.com. Now, if you are interested in the funded programs, we offer them in the subjects of English, Maths, IT, and Employability. You can find out more information about this once you choose the subject that you're interested in, and the page that will open up will give you more information on these courses. If you're not eligible and you would have to take the private course, you can also find information about this and the steps that you have to go through before actually sitting the exam on our web page. Now, if I scroll down, I will also show you where to find our email address as well as our phone number just above it. Next stop will be the exam page, exam math functional skills maths level 2 page. This is where we find information about the exam preparation. Here is some exam information, and as for the exam preparation, we advise you to attempt the navigation tutorial a couple of times, just so that you know how to use the tools provided. They will come up in the exam and you will need to know how to draw a graph, a table, or to draw on a scale diagram. So please make sure that you familiarize yourself with this. Next off will be the sample test 1. This is the one that I will be going through today, and I will guide you through the steps of attempting it. Right, now this box is asking you to enter an exam key code. As this is a demo, you won't have to put a key code in, you can just press OK. However, in the actual exam, you will be provided with a key code by the invigilator at the exam center. Once you put that in, your details will come up. So instead of the demo information, you'll have your own name, your last name, date of birth, gender, and so on. Please make sure that the details are correct. Just in case there is an error, please make sure you inform the invigilator so that this can be rectified. Now let's click I accept the above details are correct. Again, this is a demo, so we don't have to worry about it as anyone can access it. Right, here we have functional skills maths level 2 sample 1. General instructions, they're letting you know that there's 3 tasks to complete. Each task is worth 25 marks. We should spend an equal amount of time on each task. As I'll be going quicker, please don't necessarily think that you have to do it as quickly as I will. I might take longer as well because I'm explaining the steps to answer the question. So make sure you use your time, and the exam can be completed within the 2 hours. Don't forget that you can use a calculator. Please ask for one, or you can use the on-screen calculator, which has this icon. Also, don't forget to ask for pen and pencil to make notes, so that you remember when you have to put or take over your results further to the next question. First section, so this is the first scenario, team building day. Again, they're reminding us there's 25 marks for this task. This task is about organizing a team building day for employees from a local company. The day will take place at an outdoor activity center. To complete the task, we will need to choose the teams, select activities, draw a timetable, and calculate the costs. Right, so we'll click next now because we are ready to move on. First question, it's 4 marks, and we need to put the employees into 2 teams, Team A and Team B. Each team must have a similar combined fitness level score, include at least 1 manager. So you could start by making sure that each team has a manager. So here you could put team A because Abby is a team manager, and then we could have a person with the same score, Pete, in team B. So now we know we have each manager, we have a manager in each team, and they are equal for now. We can go ahead and put Frank in team A, and we can also put Nita in team B. The teams are still equal in scores, their totals. Next one, we could have Sales Isaac team A, and we could put Design team A. And both teams have now 5 with 2, 7, 9. Then we can put another 5 in team A. That will give us 14. And we could put a 4 in team B. Then we can put 14. We could put Prita in team A and Alvin in team B. So the idea would be also you could find how to split the team so that you get a similar combined fitness level score by adding their scores. So we have 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and the total will be 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and the answer is 33. So we know that their total score is 33. Now because we have two teams, we could divide this by 2 so that we find out what's a half of that would go into each team. So we will need 16.5. As we can't split a person into two teams, we will have to have a team with 1 point higher than the other team. So the way we've placed these teams, we have A, 2, 4, 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. Hold on. 2 plus 2 is 4, we said. 9. 9 with 5, 14. So if you add the numbers for team A, you will find out that I've put 1 too many in it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in team B we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe Isaac or even Laura could go in team B. So let's put Isaac. Let's see if we get the 16 and 17. So team A, 2, 4, 9, 9 with 3, 12, 12 with 5, 17. So we have 17 for team A, and for team B we have 4 plus 2, 6, 6 with 3, 9, 9 with 2, 11, 11 with 5, 16. So we have our 16 and 17 because they were supposed to be 16.5 and 16.5, but as I said, we can't split the person in two. Now the reason, two reasons for your decisions. How did you decide to put who to put in each team? So at the start of the question, they ask you to make sure that each team has as a must similar combined fitness level score and include at least one manager. So that's what we will write down. Each team needs to have at least one manager, I think it says. At least one manager, yes. And the second reason would be each team must have a similar, because the numbers are similar, combined fitness level score. Right, so we are done with the first question in part 1. Now we will move on to the question 2. So here we will have to create a table. It says you now need to select activities to fill the day and make a timetable. You receive the following email from your manager. Here are instructions on how to create the table. Please put a timetable of the selected activities together for the team building day. Make sure we have a 9 a.m. start, a 5 p.m. finish. We need a 30-minute introduction at the start of the day, an hour for lunch, and half an hour prize giving session before finish. Both teams will do the same activities at the same time. Everyone must do archery straight after lunch. So we'll create a timetable for both teams. We don't have to put team A and team B. So here we'll put time, and here we'll put activity. It looks similar to the table here. So we have a 9 a.m. start, and from 9 a.m. to 9:30 there will be an introduction. That's what they say that we have to start the day off with. Perfect. And then from 9:30 to, let's pick an activity. We could go canoeing. So that is 1 hour and a half, 90 minutes. So 9:30 to 10:30 it's an hour, and then 10:30 to 11 it's another half hour. So the activity will finish at 11 and we'll have canoeing. Perfect. Next one from 11 to 12. Whoops. To 12 here. We will have mountain biking. Great. And then from 12 to 1 o'clock we are going to have paintball, because it's another hour, so that we get to 1 o'clock with one activity after the next. Perfect. And then from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock there will be the lunch. Now from 2 o'clock let's create some more. 2 o'clock to 3. Let's see what time. Let's pick archery, because that's what has to be straight after lunch. So we have archery for another hour, and then after archery from 3 o'clock we can pick something that's an hour and a half, which is tree climbing. Okay, so 3 to 4 is an hour, 4 to 4:30 another half an hour. So we have 1 hour and a half tree climbing. And then the last one, it will be from 4:30 to 5 o'clock. We have prize giving. You can pick other activities as well. They don't have to be exactly these ones. If you have gaps within your timetable, that's fine as well, as long as you make sure you have the introduction, you have lunch, you have archery straight after, and that you have time for prize giving for the last half hour. So this is done as well. Now we'll move on to question 3a. This is 6 marks, so we have to make sure we attempt it. You need to work out how much the team building day will cost the company. There are 10 employees. So they are telling us for option 1 that the cost for each employee for the whole day of activities including free lunch is 38.70, and that there's a 15% discount when booking for more than 8 people. Now first let's find out the cost of 10 people doing the activities for the whole day. Times 10, we will have 387, and then we'll have to find the percentage discount. So we have 387 times 0.15, because we have to convert the percentage to decimal. So we do 15 divided by 100, you'll get 0.15 times 387 will give us 58 pounds and 05 pence. So that's our discount. Now we'll have to subtract from the total cost the discount. 387 minus 58.05 equals to, let's find out, 387 minus 58.5, we have a cost of 328.95, and we will put that answer here. $328.95. Perfect. Now we'll look at option 2. If you find it easier to put a title for yourself, option 1, so that you can so that you know where you are left. Option 2, let's see what this one says. It says that the cost for each employee and each activity is £9.65. So we have 10 employees and each do, let's find out how many activities. Please bear in mind that introduction and prize giving are not activities, only the ones listed here are activities. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activities that these 10 people will be doing. So we will have £9.65 times 10 people times their 5 activities. So we can do 9.65 on the calculator times 10 and then times 5, and we get a total of 482.5. Right, then we cannot forget that the lunch is not free with this option, so we have to find out the cost of lunch for the 10 people. So we have 6.95 times 10 people, it will be £69.50. We have to put the costs together to find out how much it will be in total with the second option. So we have here the 482.5 plus 69.5, it will give us 552 as the total amount. We can close the calculator. Which option will you recommend? Explain your decision, make one comment. So definitely option 1, because it's cheaper. I chose option 1 as it is the cheapest. And that's about it. Now this question is done. We can move on question 3b, which is asking us to do a check of calculation in 3a. We can pick the last one if we want to. So we have 552, we go reverse calculation because this is the most straightforward check of calculation in my opinion. So we do 552 minus the 69.5. Let's use the calculator and check our answer, as sometimes there can be calculation errors. Minus 69.5, we have 482.5 as we can see here as well. So that's what we are going to put here, 482.50. And this is our final answer for the Chekhov calculation. Now the last question is about reviewing your work and making 3 comments. You have to think about how well you did the task. Now don't forget to use the prompts here. How sensible were your answers? And I would suggest you start with something that you know how to explain, and then whenever you struggle you can leave the last one that you find more challenging for last, because you might have to go back to the question to try understand how you could explain what you've done. So my answers were sensible because I chose the cheapest option. The second comment could be related to how well your methods worked, and you could say my methods worked because I had 2 amounts to compare, which allowed you to decide that you will go for the cheapest option. The last one could be related to how difficult you found anything in the question. You could say I found it difficult to calculate the percentage. Something else you could say, any information, any other information you would have liked related to that. You could say I would have liked to know if there were any other options. Or you could say my methods worked because my teams were almost equal in fitness scores, which is true. Or for the last one, things you would do differently if you had to tackle a similar problem. Next time I would choose different activities, so you could move them around. And this is the first part of the sample paper 1. Now we'll move on to sample paper 2. And again, they're telling us there's 25 marks for this task. You should check all your work as you go along. We already know that. This task is about setting up a food zone. So this is the scenario, an area to sell food and drink at a new venue for a music festival. The food zone will have space for vans to park and sell their food and drinks. There will also be a space for sitting. To complete this task, you need to work out the area of the sitting section. If the new sitting section is bigger than the old one, how many food vans will fit in it? And we have to check our calculations. The first question has 4 marks. They're telling us that here is a scale plan of the food zone and road for access. We have to work out the dimensions of the sitting section. We have to complete the table as well. If we look at the diagram given here, we can see that we have a scale also provided with it. We have the 5 meters, which equal to 2 boxes. You can see them as 2 centimeters, 2 squares, 2 boxes. However you like to say it, it will be correct anyway, as long as you understand how to use them in order to find the dimensions. So you could start by writing 2 centimeters equals to 5 meters, so that you know what you're working on. Remember that the 2 centimeters are plan size and the 5 meters are real life. Right, so make sure you know that the 2 centimeters on map, on the scale diagram, is just plan size, and the 5 meters is real life. Therefore, they're asking us now to find the real life measurement in meters, not the centimeters, right? So then we look at A. We try to figure out what A would be. As we said, 2 squares would be 5 meters, so from here to here we'll have 5, and then from here to here we'll have another 5. So that will be 10 meters. As for C, we have from here, we'll start here because we can't include the road. So we start there, and then that's 5 there. With another 5, we get 10. So now we have 2 boxes. We have to figure out how much those represent. If you look closely at the scale diagram, half of it would be 2.5, right? And then we could also look at what 2 boxes would be. So we could have, you just have to imagine what they would represent. We have here 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters. Okay. We also have 10 boxes. And then if you do 10 divided by 5, you'd find out that 2 would equal to 1 meter. So now we know that C would be 5, with 5, 10, with another 2, it will be 11. Because we know that 2 tiny boxes represent 1 meter in real life. And also you could also realize that half of 2 boxes will be 1 box, which is the equivalent of 0.5 meters, just in case you need it, or if it helps you understand it better. As for D, this one can be a bit confusing. Make sure you start on the inside of the sitting section. We have 5 again, and the 2.5 we talked about earlier. Now we know that every box is 0.5, so we could do 5, 7.5, 8, and then the 2 boxes 1 meter, which gives us 9 meters. Or another way of doing it, knowing that F is 40, you could do 40 minus B, because we know B. It will give us 9, which gives us the measurement of D. So we've done F minus B to find out D. So 40 minus 31 will give us 9. As for E, we have the 10 there, if you want to consider that this part, the A, is the equivalent of this part of E. So we have 10 there for sure. 10, 15, 20, and 21. Again, we have the 2 tiny squares. So E will be 21. You need to show a check of how you use the scale in question 1a. Explain how you know one of the answers is correct. So now we have to show a check of length. Usually pick the easiest one to explain. For example, D might be harder for you to explain how you found it out, and it may take a long time. So we'll pick A because it was really easy to figure it out, knowing that 2 centimeters equals 5 meters. We also know that 4 centimeters will be the equivalent of 10 meters in real life. And that's question 1b. Looking at the diagram in question 1a, we have to use the answers from question 1a to work out the area of the sitting section. So we'll have to go back to the previous question to find out the area. This is a complex or irregular shape. As we can't calculate the area doing length times width to the whole of it, so therefore we'll have to split it. Either here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we draw from here to here, we split the shape into 2. Now, we can just go ahead and go on with calculating the area. Okay. Oh, I got rid of the line. Let's put it back on. And there you go. That's the line I was talking about. Perfect. I will scroll down so that area of sitting section, don't forget that we are looking still at that. Our line moved for some reason. Let's try bringing it back down. Should be fine for now. Okay, so the line moves when I'm moving the cursor as well. But you get the idea that this is what you would have to do. You can also do it on this side. Either way is correct as long as you split the shape and you find each of the shapes area. So for the first one we have F times A, we have length times width. So we have 40 times 10 will give us 400. So we found the first shape area. So you could put M and then you can put the 2 right there. You don't have to put this in the show of working, and it's also already next to the box where you have to put your total answer. Now if we go back up, we have to find out the area of C and D. So we have length times width, we have 11 times 9, 11 times 9 will give us 99. Perfect. And then together we will have 400 plus 99, 499 meters squared. You can also put M2 as well. Either way, it's fine. Okay, I will have to get rid of this line. Perfect. Let's move on to the next question, because we found out the area of the sitting section. In question 2, they are telling us that last year the area of the sitting section was too small. The organizers claim that the area of the sitting section at the new venue is over 50% larger than the sitting section of the old venue. The sitting section at the old venue was 320 meters squared. We have to use the answer from 1C, which is our area, to compare the size of the sitting sections of the new venue. We also have to state whether the organizer's claims are true. Let's explain also our decision at the end. So let's start by comparing the two. Now we know that the old one was 320 meters squared. Half of it would be 320 divided by 2, which will give us 180. I'm dividing the old one by 2 to find out what 50% of the old one would be, so that we would also figure out what the old one should be if it was to be 50% larger. So we have 320 plus the 180 to find out its extra 50%, and 160. My apologies. That's what happens when you don't use a calculator. And I will use it so that I double check my answers. 320 divided by 2, we have 160, plus the 320, we'll get a total answer of 480. So this is what the old one should have been in order to be 50% and larger. Knowing this, we can now decide that the new venue is bigger than the old venue by over 50%. The statement is true, yes, and the explanation would be that the new sitting section is over 50% larger than the old sitting section. And that's about it related to this question. Alright. I don't think there's anything else I could give you a pointer on. Don't forget that this is smaller or bigger than the signs. You remember them, I hope. So what I've done here, I said that 480 is smaller than 499. Therefore, the new venue is the larger one. Now we can just move on to the next question. we can put here question 3a. They are saying that the food vans will go along the sides of the food zone in spaces called pitches. Each pitch needs to be longer than a food van, as shown in the diagram. So here's a diagram of the food van and length of pitch. We have a formula that we have to apply, and it's on the right. We need to work out the length of a pitch. We have to use the formula, as I said, to work out the minimum length of a pitch. We also have to round your answer up to the next whole meter. So let's copy the formula. And we have F divided by 39.37 plus 1.5. Now we have to replace the letters with numbers. So for F we have length of food van in inches. Now here we have feet, therefore we have to convert the feet to inches. This is also another clue, because if you don't realize what they want from you, seeing that 1 foot is 12 inches and they want inches, you have to realize that you have to convert the inches to feet. So we have 1 foot equals 12 inches. 23 feet will be 12 times 23. Let's find out how much that is. So 23 times 12, we have a total of 276. Now, although we converted the feet to inches, we cannot forget about the 9 inches previously given. Plus the 9, we have a total of 285. So this is how many inches we have in order to apply the formula. So we use 285 divided by 39.37 plus the 1.5. As you know, the BODMAS or BIDMAS, however you like to call it, we have to start with the division. We have to go in the order of BODMAS in order to apply the formula. So we will now go on 285 divided by 39.37, and we have 7.23. Let's put an equal there and go P again equals to 7.24 if you want to, plus 1.5. And let's see what the answer will be. We get a total of 8.74, which will be our answer here, 8.74 meters. This is the answer of minimum length of pitch. Rounded up length to use for pitch to the next whole meter, it will be 9. And now we can move on to the next question, which is question 3b. It has 4 marks. We have to find out how many food vans will fit. So the food vans will fit by the sitting section in the red area here and here. We have to work out the maximum number of pitches that would fit in the 2 spaces. So we have 40 on one side plus the 28 on the other side. We have a total of 68. Now 68 divided by 9, let's see what answer we will get. Let's find a calculator. Perfect, and scroll down so we can see what we're dealing with. So we can do 68 divided by 9 and we'll get a 7.5 answer. Because they wanted the maximum number, that's why I added the 2 values together and divide to find out how many pitches. So maximum would be 7 because you wouldn't have the space to fit the 0.5 that the space is allowing you to. You can't round it up. You'll have to round down as there is no space for the 8 pitch. You could also have done 40 divided by 9 and 28 divided by 9. The answers would be 40 divided by 9. We have 4.4 and 28 divided by 9 will give us 3.1, and total again it will be 7.5. We will still have to round it down. So now we can move on to the third scenario. This is in handling data, and again there's 25 marks for the task. The task is about marketing research for a new hand wash product. To complete this task, we will need to look at some survey results, present our findings, review customers' opinions, make decisions about money of vouchers. And again, they are advising us to check our calculations, which, as you can see, if we don't, you will end up with calculation errors. Right, let's move on to question 1. Question 1a, a cosmetics company carries out a survey. Volunteers try the hand wash and give it a score on a scale of 1 to 10 for the following 3 categories: design of bottle, fragrance, and hands feel clean. We have to work out a suitable average for the scores for the new hand wash. Now in this case, all 3 averages would be suitable. I will go for the, let's think about it, mean, median, mode. Don't forget that the mean includes all the data, the median excludes the extreme values, and the mode looks at the most popular value. You will have a question like this in the actual exam. Once you pick the suitable average, you will have to explain why you chose so. So I would go with the median, or maybe the mean. Either one is correct. Let's try the mean, because we would just add all of them up. The mode would have been the easiest to pick because we have 5 values. So the mode, usually we have to look for numbers that are over 5 recurring, over 5 times recurring. So in our case, the mode would be 6. Let me try do all of them for you so that you have an idea about each one of them. So let's start with the mean for +3, +6, +3, +6, +3, +4, +3, +4, +1, 2, 3 sixes. And let's find out how much that would be. In the actual exam, you have to pick one average. If you pick the mean, you have to do the calculations for the mean, because here we'll ask you which one you have to do, and you will have to carry on the calculations for the exact one. So we have 4 plus 3 plus 9, 6 plus 3, 9, plus another 9, plus 4 plus 3, 7, plus 10, 4 with 6, 10, plus 6 plus 6, 12. So we have a 54 here. 54 divided by, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 numbers. So 54 divided by 12. If you want to save time in the actual exam, you could skip the part where you put all the numbers down here and then put the total. You could just go ahead and do it on the calculator or on a piece of paper, and you can drop in the final, the total, and then you can divide to show your calculation. Or you can just drop in the answer, however you think is best. We have 4.5 there. The next one, I'll do it on the calculator, and I won't put the numbers in the show of working, so that you know what I'm talking about. 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 14, 8 plus 16. So we have 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 16 plus 16 again, 10 with 6, plus 11, 2 plus 9, plus 16 again, and then the last 6. And we have a total of 84 divided by 12. Let's find out the answer. It will be 7. So for fragrance we have 7 in the mean. The last one would be 7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 15, 6 with 9, plus 13, 7 with 6, plus 15 again, 6 with 9, plus 29. And we have a total of 96. Let's bring this down. We have 96 divided by 12, and the answer is 8. So this is our mean. Now the next one would be the median. So here let's put mean, and then we have median. Okay, for the median you'd have to put the numbers in order. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 threes, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many fours? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have how many sixes? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we have the same number as on the left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect. So the mean, it would be 1, 2, we already said 12 plus 1 is going to give 13 divided by 2. Let's see the place value. 13 divided by 2. The place value is 6.5. So we count 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7 would be there. So we would have to find the value in between 4 and 4. Now the next thing you would do, it would be, okay, let's see, 4 plus 4, it's 8. 8 divided by 2 will give you 4. So we had to find the middle value in there. We have design of bottle equals 4. And that didn't type. Design of bottle. And that is 4, I said. 2, 4, 6, 7 is there. 2, 4, 6, correct. Don't forget to always double check your work. Now the next one would be 6 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. 5, and then we have 7 once. Oh, we have a 2 as well. 7 once. 8 2 times. 9 once. And 10 twice. Now again our middle value would be 16.5, 6.5 because we have the same amount of numbers. So 2, 4, 6, so between 6 and 7, 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 divided by 2 will be 6.5. That's our answer. So we have fragrance equals to 6.5. This is in median. And the last one, it will be 6. How many sixes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 3 sixes. And then we have 7s 2, 8 ones, 9 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 twice. Let's see how many we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. and our middle value again will be 6.5. So 2, 4, 6. So between 8 and 9 it will be, and we have 8 plus 9, 17 divided by 2, it will give us 8.5 as the median. Hands feel clean equals to 8.5. Now for the mode, we have, again, we would have to put them in order. They are already in order, so we can decide off of the median. So the 6 is our modal value. Design of bottle, it's 6. Fragrance. So fragrance, we have again the 6 because it's the most popular, and then we have hands feel clean, for which we have 4 nines, so we will use that as our modal value. As I pick the mean up here, I will explain why the average I use is the most suitable. So the mean is the most suitable average as it includes all the data. And that's about it. For the median, you could say that it excludes the extreme values, which it does. It focuses on the central value, and the mode that it looks at the most popular value. Please do not forget this. They are very important, and there is a very good chance they will come up in the exam. Right, next question, 2a. We have to find the range in scores for the new hand wash for design of bottle, fragrance, hands feel clean. I think the range is the easiest to calculate. Our highest number for design of bottle, we have 6 minus 3 will give us 3. So that's one of them. The next one, it will be 10 minus 2 will give us 8. That's the second one. And the last but not least, we have 10 minus 6 will give us 4. And this is the range. Now we have to check one of our calculations in 2a. We have to use a different method to the one used originally. As always, I'm using the reverse calculation. So we have 4 plus 6 equals 10. We started with the answer and we ended up with the original value. Now we can move on to the third question. Draw a suitable chart to compare the average scores for the new hand wash from question 1a for design of bottle, fragrance, and hands feel clean. So we'll go with the bar chart. It's the best one for us to show our answers. Don't forget to pick how many numbers, the number of bars you need. As we have 3 values, we'll pick 3 bars. You click on edit axis to have numbers on the axis, to show your numbers, to show your values. We will look at the highest number. Our highest number in the average is 8. So we'll make sure to put that as our maximum value. Our minimum value can stay 0, that's not an issue. And then we can click on numbered divisions. So we can pick as many as we want. We can make it as detailed as we want in terms of numbers. But make sure you click on show numbers so that we know what we are working on. I would say let's put some more because we have a 4.5, 4.5. We can do that. We can go even further if we like to, until we get a 4.5. We have a 4, we have a 4.5 right here. So we needed 16 number divisions to get all of the values shown. You don't always have to do that. You can just kept it to 4 as well. But this is a lot clearer in my opinion. and then you just click OK. You don't need number divisions there. We will have to add key or use the text tool to show to put the titles for each bar. So we will start with 4.5, the design of bottle, which is right there. The next one is going to be 7, which is fragrance, and the last one, it will be 8. A bit higher. We click on add key. Our title will be um, um, average of design. Let's see, what should I put? Our average scores. You can use the title of the question where it says draw a suitable chart to compare the average scores for the new hand wash. So average scores for the new hand wash. You might not always accept all of the characters, so make sure you keep it quite short. Number of keys, because we have 3 bars, you will need 3 keys. We'll click on edit to write here design of bottle, and we can also change the color. We can put it purple, and then for the next one we have fragrance. Okay, and we can also change the color for this one, and for the last one we will put hands feel clean, and we'll also change the color maybe to blue. We apply, we click OK. Now we will color in the bars. So we click on color bars, and the first one, it was purple. So this is how you link the bars to the keys you created. And the last one will be blue. Alright, so design of bottle purple, fragrance pink, hands feel clean blue. You can also use, as I said previously, the text bar tool, where you could just write design of bottle. And you could do this for all of them if this is quicker, or if you forgot how to use the edit key. But if you did so, please go back to the navigation tutorial. That will help you in creating the bar chart accordingly. Right, the next question is question 4. We have to look at the averages and ranges that we worked out in question 1A and 2A. What do they show about the volunteers' opinion of the fragrance? So we only have to look at the fragrance, and we have to make one comment using the average and one comment using the range. So going back to the average, question 2, if I'm not mistaken, or question 1. Let's go to question 1. Okay, so it was question 1. For the fragrance, we've got number 7. So 7 out of 2. They gave it an average grade of 7 out of 10. So if we go back to the last question that we were on, let's see, no, this is the bar chart here. So based on the 7 out of 10, we can say that the volunteers generally liked the fragrance. Comment about the fragrance using the range. As the range is, let's see what the range is. The range for fragrance is high. So when the range is high, it means that it shows variation in people's opinion. we say the range is high, therefore the volunteer's opinion varies. Is varied actually. Perfect. And the last question of the sample paper, we have to, what do we have to do? The cosmetics company that produced the hand wash uses money of vouchers to promote new products. This graph shows how many vouchers customers used in the last 8 promotions. Promotion 9 will be for the new hand wash. We have paper vouchers and online vouchers. On the graph, we have the promotions here at the bottom and the numbers of vouchers used by volunteers, I suppose. The customers actually. We have to extend the trend lines for the different types of voucher. So let's start by extending the trend lines. If we click on the line tool and we start here, we can continue it all the way up there, and then another line for paper vouchers. Make sure you practice this so that you don't struggle on the day of the exam with it. Now we have to use the trend lines to predict how many paper vouchers will be used and how many online vouchers will be used in promotion 9. So if we start with paper vouchers, which are represent the blackened circle, we have here around 1,000. So this is where the line finishes, and if we go down the line, we can see that it represents 1,000. So about 1,000 paper vouchers are being used. Now for online vouchers, we have the triangle, the blackened triangle, and again it would be 4,100, maybe somewhere there, maybe even 4,200. Either of them are correct. It doesn't have to be super specific as long as you are in the correct range. So for paper voucher, you could have said between 900 and 1,200, and then for online vouchers you could have said 3,900 to 4,100. So maybe the line, so that is not too confusing for you, you could bring it a bit down, but I think it was fine there for 4,100. Okay, perfect. Now question 5b, 4 marks. The company sends out 100,000 paper vouchers for every campaign. Now that's a lot. Work out the probability that a person who receives a paper voucher for promotion 9 will use it. Now, based on the fact that about 1,000 people have used the paper vouchers, we have to figure out what they represent out of 100,000. So we will do 1,000 divided by 100,000. Let's see what we'll get. Let's see if we can find a calculator around here. No, I will use the calculator from the computer. There we are. So we have 1,000 divided by 100,000, which will give us an answer of 0.01. And this is our probability. We also have to complete the probability scale below to show our answer. You can either have 0, 0.5, and 1, or you can have 0%, 50%, and 100%. Either way is correct. Only in the case of 100% you would have to convert the decimal point to percentage. So you would have to do 0.01 times 100, it will give you 1%, and then you would have to show it on the probability scale. In this case, I will leave it as it is, as a decimal point, and then I will take the x and put it there, because if this is 0, this will be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, and so on up to 1. If your probability is higher than 1, it means that you've done something wrong in your calculations. The probability is always between 0 and 1. Now, the last question, question 5. It's one mark only. It says a company spends the same amount of money to pay for vouchers for each promotion. Half of the money is spent on paper vouchers and the other half on online vouchers. You use your results and the graph to decide whether the company should continue to spend money on paper vouchers for promotion 9. We also have to explain our answer. Should they continue with paper vouchers? No, because the number of paper vouchers being used is decreasing. Because the number of paper vouchers being used is decreasing. And this was the last question in sample 1 at level 2 maths. Please make sure you revise, make sure you understand the questions before attempting them, read them carefully, try not to overthink. They're not always trying to trick you with the question. There might be a few details that you have to keep an eye on, and also good luck with the exam, and I hope that you will pass from your first attempt. Take care.